What is up, everyone? It is Lovenji Gaming, and I am back and happy to be casting another game for you. This time we have a pro game, and we are going to be spectating the red player, as always. And what a pleasure that's going to be, because once again we are spectating Nisi of the clan Overpowered, his ally. We're going to be calling them Team 2. We're starting off this side because it's him we're spectating. It's going to be Gods of Destruction, currently going by the name MajorManiac. It is Spyro. Now, Team 1 on the other side. This is an IVO map playing as the Blue Tribe. We have Gods of Destruction Spinnifix and his ally playing as the Matak Tribe. It is Asgard's Keith52. So I've never seen this map before, but I assume these players know what they are doing. Weird little poles starting up on each side. I guess that's signifying what side is whose. I don't know. There's a stone head in the middle. We'll find out what that is eventually. The volcano isn't revealed, so it's definitely not a volcano. Nor is there a guest spell. So we'll see what that ends up being. So of course, as is always the way with games featuring Spyro, there's a nice long pause at the start of it. Looks like both players are going to be able to build decently sized bases, and Shaman presence is going to be coming particularly important. There's only one real path at the start of the game, but these distances don't look far away. You might even be able to reach that with a tower on each side, if you can get away with building the tower. But of course these alternates will open up as well, and once the EQ spam gets in there, this ground won't be anywhere near as high, and you'll see the map open up, and it's not a close back door, but it's not particularly far away. Keith? Question mark? I'm here, waiting for Spyro, as is always the way. I'm not going to read that aloud, but as you can see, the thought is noticed by people in the community that are not me. TY says, Spyro, looks like we're finally about to get a game. Here we go. Nisi here. He might have fallen asleep. No, he does say yep. So it's Nisi and Spyro versus Spinnifix and Keith52. The game shall unpause, and we will get our first plans being put down. Why am I so excited? Well, it's Spyro, so the fact that the game has finally begun is a beautiful thing. Now, as we can see, Shamans are just going to be building up their bases. Let's see how long it takes a Shaman to reach the middle and put some pressure down, shall we? I'm not going to move the camera. Oh, we can see one Shaman. It's peeking in. Oh, there's 3 Shamans now. But it looks like the team are doing their best to push the defenses forward. We've got a tower from Nisi already. We should be expecting to see a tower from Spyro as well. What are these core stones on the islands? Those are what I pointed out, these. Got no clue, the players say. This is excellent. The players playing the map know just about as much of the map as I do. But we're going to be looking and seeing how this game plays out. Going to be sitting here in bird view, the ugliest view of Populous, watching the middle of the game. allying Keith is comfortable. Sorry, I was doing my best to do a bit where I just stay silent until something actually happens on the map. Oh, and we've got another pause. It's a second from Nisi. This game is more pauses than it is gameplay. Combined with my bit, this might just be the most uninteresting cast of all time. Oh, we have an unpause. I hope you're all applauding at home as the game finally unpauses itself and we're getting back to this intense whole lot of nothing that we got going on right now. Eventually I'll move the camera because something will happen. There'll be a game to cast. I'm being very sarcastic today. This is not like me normally. We've got a shaman coming forward. It might be the start of an actual game. Oh, there's another shaman coming forward. Oh, they've gone past the halfway line. They're coming forward. There is a blast. The first spell of the game has been cast 4 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. We're looking at seeing a shaman eventually dying. The game's been paused longer than it's been played, and there's an earthquake. How beautiful. We're seeing some blast coming down from the shamans. Let's go back into the normal view. Let's watch the earthquake. Let's watch the shamans die. None of the shamans are dead yet. Nisi's alive. Spyro's alive. Spinnifix is dead. And Keith52 is running back towards the base. EQ didn't do too much, but it looks like Team 2 are moving forward. The blasts are pushing the shamans forward. Fire Warriors in the towers are going to be taking out Nisi. Nisi goes down. He doesn't get to cast his earthquake. Shamans are backing away. And it looks like we get a return to normality. And it looks like we've got shamans pushing forward. The Ghost Army distracts the towers. The earthquake goes down. And it cuts in a really weird way and actually doesn't take out the defense at all. Interesting. Keith52 had to pay for his transgression with his life. Spyro chased him down and killed him, but Nisi is back up alive. Looks like the players have done a good chunk of their bases, but this map appears to be a very important harvesting map. Team 1 are much further along in their base than Team 2 appear to be. Or it might just be because they're building slightly more spread out, so that they don't cover the trees. Blast comes down. Earthquake comes down from Nisi. It's behind the defense, so it should be nice. No, it's not quite what Nisi was hoping for, but Spinnifix does go down at the same time as Nisi. This could be an opportunity for Spyro to get in. Spyro throws down the first EQ. Blasts. Fire Warriors find him. He goes down, but he gets to burn some huts and burn a little bit of wood as well. Nice, this map's starting to open up. Although I was complimenting Team 1 on their base building, it looks like Team 2 is actually doing better on the wood situation now. Is their base bigger? Or they just built it better? I can't tell. 4 rows of huts would be there. 4 rows of huts. Yeah, I think it's just because they built a little messier. to try and not kill trees. That would be my main guess as to what has happened. But anyway, players are getting pushed around by ghosts. It's the beginning of a great and fantastic game with plenty of action. As shamans are finally dying, Nisi goes down again. He is 0-3 at the moment. Not the best showing from Nisi as the two players start to push forward. Keith throws down a tower. I'm yawning, and Spinnifix throws down an EQ. I knew I said the game was boring earlier, but no need to be yawning mid-cast. Very unprofessional of me. Do apologise. But the EQ does lower the defense. It does take out one of the guard towers and burns another one. Nisi is alive again. And he's going to push forward. And here we go. We've got a ghost army coming out from Spyro. Trying to remember which player is which, because I made too many jokes at the start and didn't really pay as much attention as I normally do. Very bad of me. Do apologise. We've got Nisi coming around the side. He's got an EQ. He's got a tornado. Fire Warriors is shooting at Spin Shaman. Spyro needs to be paying attention as Nisi goes forward. Spin pushes him back. Lightning manages to find Nisi again. Nisi is not having the greatest game in the world right now. And I'm covering up the action with the stats, like a good caster should. Blasts from Spyro are good, but Spinnifix is still alive. Both shamans have not died yet. Ghosts are everywhere. Blasts, good blast tricks from Spinnifix, keeping him alive. Fire Warriors from Nisi are going to kill Spinnifix, but not before Spinnifix finds the kill onto Spyro. Keith is alive now and pushing towards the front. Blast onto the ghosts. More ghosts going down. Fire Warriors in huts from Nisi, helping him short up the defense. Team 1's base is looking a little bit better now, purely because Team 1 has defense and Team 2 does not. If you don't know how I do this, if you're new to the channel, Team 1 is the team with blue in it, Team 2 is the team without blue in it. That's how I do it, nice and simple. Everyone knows blue is player 1. Team 1 is the team with blue in it. So, looks like Keith's successful with his tornado luck once again. We're looking at Nisi as he comes to push forward. Ghost keeps him a little bit busy. The blasts are traded, but nothing happens. Ghost army from Nisi goes down. Blasting is good. We're seeing some quick, rapid blasting from the shamans. Some good uses of the blast trick, making sure they're throwing out their blasts at the correct time. Spinnifix is just coming to walk forward, though, as Nisi's backing off. Spyro isn't casting anything. Spyro, what are you doing? Spinnifix gets the earthquake off because Spyro is asleep at the wheel. Nisi is still alive, however, as is Spyro. Spyro needs to find the blast kill onto Keith52. He doesn't quite get it, but Keith hasn't killed him. Ghost Army is going to give Keith a little shove. Very nice blast from Keith. Sees Spyro dead, but he misses the tornado. Blasting from Keith52 is decent. Blast tricks from Nisi is also decent. Blast trick from Keith52, keeping him alive as well. The blast tricks are good. This is one hell of a shaman duel. I'm running out of breath as I'm having to talk constantly. Proximity damage coming out from Keith52. He's trying to kill Nisi with the area effect damage of the blast, but he doesn't successfully find it. Now it looks a lot like the action's going to slow down for a little bit. Both teams are going to wait for their respective shamans to be alive and at the center again. Spinnifix is alive and returning to the front. Spyro is alive and also returning to the front. Spinnifix is going to be the first to arrive, so there's a few seconds where it's a 2v1. And it looks like Spinnifix is going to be the first to push the issue. He walks into a tower and then backs away. He gets a lightning onto Spyro though. What a nice shot from Spinnifix. But wow, nice movement of the Fire Warriors. Manages to kill Keith52 in response. It's a 1v1 between Spinnifix and Nisi. Nisi throws down a tornado, pushing back the defense. Swarm to scatter the Fire Warriors. Nice blast onto Spinnifix. Spinnifix has got the blast trick though. He is good. Oh, more blast tricks out of Spinnifix. He's handling it very well. The blasts are so good out of these two shamans. The Fire Warriors are putting pressure onto Spinnifix. Spinnifix is looking a little bit low. He's in a pressured situation, but the blast tricks are good. These shamans will not just simply lay down and die. Lightning from Spinnifix finds Nisi. Nisi loses the duel. Spinnifix comes out on top. Nisi is sitting at 0 and 5 right now. Good use of troops is going to keep Spinnifix out of the base for now. Nisi's doing what Nisi does. He's building on the side strips. He's making sure he's got huts everywhere. He's got population everywhere. He'll just keep growing. He doesn't need his shaman to be alive to be effective because it's Nisi. What a kill from Spyro. He does go down, but he manages to catch Spinnifix using the blast trick and pushes him into the water. Nisi is alive and returning to the middle, but Keith52 has a few seconds of shamanless harassment that he can do. Nisi controls his Fire Warriors and is trying to push Keith's shaman back. If we look over the horizon, we can see Nisi still quite a bit away. Keith gets a tower for his troubles. He throws down a ghost to try and distract some of these Fire Warriors. He's coming forward, but now he is in Nisi's range. Keith gets amazing tornado luck and dies to some Fire Warriors. He had the opportunity to do something there with classic Keith52 tornado luck, but unfortunately he ignores the Fire Warriors, and the Fire Warriors say, "That's enough out of you," and down he goes. That means Spinnifix is alive and once again at the center. No, Spinnifix is sending a fake shaman to the front because he's actually expanding Keith52 right now, giving him more land, giving him more mana. Spyro isn't paying attention to the notifications. He is completely falling for that being a ghost shaman. And he tries to kill it with a light, and he doesn't even hit the light. Eventually, the shaman's cotton on. We get an earthquake out of Nisi, some tornadoes out of Spyro. They're going to push back this defense, which is good. The thing I said I liked about Team 1's position was the defense that they had. The light doesn't find the target. It actually even pushes Spyro further in. Spyro gets one EQ off. He gets a light off. Not a second EQ, though. And that EQ is pretty decent. He gets Keith low. Lightnings from Spinnifix. Manages to get the kill, but I don't think it was the light that did that. I think it was the troops, but not before Nisi throws down another EQ down here. And now Team 1's position is looking a lot worse for wear, and actually Team 2's position is slightly more favourable. Nisi's got huts on the side strips protecting his side doors. They're pushing towers forward. They've got Fire Warriors in these frontal huts as well. They haven't finished their base yet. Their wood situation's a little dire. But they definitely have a good base. But now Team 1 is pushing back. Both shamans died in that attack, which means there's a really nice opportunity. Spinnifix is Earthquake in the front, but Spinnifix goes down. Keith is also EQing the front. And the EQs are okay. It's about as good as it can expect. But Keith dies as well. Now Team 1 is once again in a position where they have to fear the counterattack from Team 2. At this rate, the shamans are just trading uptime. Team 2 is up when Team 1 is dead, and Team 1 is up when Team 2 is dead, and that trade is currently favouring Team 2. But we'll see how that plays out. We've obviously got buildings being thrown down on the side strip. This warrior hut from Keith. Warriors certainly stand to open up this map and help deal with the defenses a little bit. Nisi's got Fire Warriors patrolling around his shaman. They're just going to make sure they deal with a couple of the loose Fire Warriors. Spinnifix is coming up, and he throws out the light. Spyro manages to nail him with the light. Very well played by Spyro. Now they're two shamans pushing into the base, but Keith52 is alive, and he gets Spyro with the light. Nisi backs off. He does not want to take his chances. He knows if he dies here, that they will take even more damage and suffer even more at the hands of Team 1, so he opts to back off and play a little bit more patiently. Ghosts everywhere doing nothing, just being a nuisance, covering the field. Keith currently trying to get up the hill. At this point, you might want to see a land bridge out of these guys to make their land more accessible. Nisi wasn't paying attention, and Keith manages to kill him. It's 1 in 7 for Nisi right now. He's not having the best of days with his shaman. Fire Warriors are bullying Keith, pushing him backwards once again. Keith's so low. One more Fire Warrior shot would just about do it, but Keith's Fire Warriors are cleaning up the middle, cleaning up the center. Fire Braves are stuck here. They're trying to get to this wood pile. They need to fix it, but that's not too exciting, so I don't know why I'm raising my voice like a caster would if something epic was happening. We got Lambridge from Spinnifix, exactly what we were saying, you know, fix some of this land, make it a little bit more traversable. Keith52 actually goes down to Nisi's Fire Warriors. He pushes forward a little bit too far. Nisi gets the mana for a light. He gets the mana for 2 lights. Want to see him change his spells. Spinnifix finds Spyro with the light. It's going to be a 1v1 between Nisi and Spinnifix, but lots of troops coming up on the way as well. Defense is being replenished very quickly by Keith52. This is very nice tower building, but it's at what cost as their trees are slowly getting pushed back. The tree line is getting more and more damaged. Spinnifix is alive, as is Nisi. The Shamans meet in the middle. They're on even-heighted ground. What will we see the players doing? Nice land bridges from Nisi, creating more build space. He's going to fill this space with huts and towers, increases population, and also increase layers of defense to make it harder for Team 1 to get him. They trade lights, but Nisi's still alive, as is Spinnifix. Oh, but Spin isn't surviving that. He does throw the EQ out. He gets a hut for his trouble. Nisi throws out some blasters to try and stop some men burning. Remember, you can cancel the burning animation for your Shaman by casting, but you can also cancel the burning animation for followers by blasting near them. The damage is actually done as a result of the burning state, which is when they're running around and screaming. Keith52 gets pushed into the water by a particularly poorly aimed light, but because it gets the kill, was it a poorly aimed light? I don't think so. I think that was deliberate. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt as Nisi goes for the side door. The defense is a little bit weaker over here, and Nisi looks like he wants to spell walk straight down the side of the base, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's got to watch these Fire Warriors, and he does. Throws out a land bridge, gives green a little bit more land at the cost of a little bit of safety. 1 EQ. 2 EQs. Nice attack from Nisi. What does Spyro do in the meantime? Spyro is banging his head on the front door and he goes down. Nisi's still alive. He's still in the base. He manages to get some upgraded huts. Oh, what was that? How did Nisi get out of that tornado? It's very well played by Nisi, or very lucky by Nisi. I couldn't even really tell what he did there. It was very nice. He managed to roll out of the way of the tornado, get a blast onto Keith. He does go down eventually, but not before being a particularly frightening nuisance for just that little bit longer. Keith has, of course, lost his warrior hut. His main base is still looking pretty fine, but he lost a good few upgraded huts on the side strip here. Thought it was safe, but no, Nisi spell walked right down there after the side door. And now Keith's going to be feeling exposed. There's no defense here. Keith's going to be camping on the high ground, and Spinnifix walks forward and he EQs on the frontal defense. And there's another pause! Whoa, Nisi's paused more times than he's got Shaman kills. Nope, sorry. Nisi has paused the exact same amount of times as he has got Shaman kills. The game in total has been paused more times than Nisi has killed Shamans. But sarcasm and joking aside, it has been a more interesting game. It was a little bit slow to get off the bat. It took about 4.5 minutes for us to find something interesting to happen. And I made the same silent joke for those 4 minutes. I wonder how long it's going to take Spinnifix to notice this pile of wood causing hands up. Keith52 has done very well at building lots of towers, but at the cost of some of their frontal trees. Lots of the trees at the back of the base are still alive, but some of them are going to need to be cut down to replenish Keith's base. Nisi has returned. 3, 2, 1. It's the countdown, and the Shamans are alive, and Spyro's at the front. So all Shamans are up. We've got Spyro at the front already. Nisi is alive and walking towards the front, but we've got Keith doing what Keith does, and that's camping on high ground while Spinnifix is at the front, on the front lines, dealing with troops. Throws out the light. He doesn't get the kill, but Spyro manages to get an amazing kill on Spinnifix, but Keith retaliates with a light of his own. Interesting land bridge from Keith. Spyro's not happy about it. And as we can see, this is plenty of opportunity for even more towers from Keith. But he needs to do more than just build towers. As we've seen, no amount of towers in the world are going to keep Nisi out of his base. And wow, Nisi manages to avoid getting sucked into the tornado a second time, long enough to blast Keith into his own tornado. The Fire Warriors are going to help him. Oh, Nisi manages to stop himself rolling, and the tornado actually backfires because Keith goes down and he tries to cast a light. But as we know, this is 1.3. Casting when you're dead like that means you lose that spell, mister. No light for Keith52. This is why we play Beta, because Beta is far superior. Oh, the light from Spinnifix almost knocks Nisi into the water, but Nisi was paying attention to the whereabouts of the Shaman. He just EQs the front and lowers the height of the ground. Gets a hut as well. He's creating a nice path for himself straight into Keith's base. Keith is getting unpicked at the seams, dealing with Nisi. Of course, Spinnifix hasn't been able to make much happen against Spyro either. He's died a lot to Spyro's Shaman. He needs to start shoring this up. Nice lightning from Spinnifix. Just as I start to say he's not doing much, he gets this amazing light onto Nisi. Just in time to turn around and get the light onto Spyro as well. Amazing play from Spinnifix to cover both sides and kill both Shamans. This opens up an opportunity for Team 1 to counter-attack straight into their base through one of the many side doors that have now been made available. It's just as we said, this entire area ends up becoming land, thanks to EQs and land bridges, and now there's multiple paths, lots of ways to be attacked. Spinnifix goes down to Fire Warriors, does amazing at clearing up the Shaman, and then dies to troops. It looks like there was a backup warrior hut made. Nope, no backup warrior hut made. Those were just the warriors that Keith had left over. They're a valuable resource, so he wants to be making sure he doesn't lose them. Kilate, says the Shaman. He needs to get in there and he needs to get that last Fire Warrior so that he can keep those warriors. Tornado's going to clear up one of these towers. Keith starts to push forward a little bit more. We know that Spinnifix is dead. He tries to find the light onto Nisi, but he isn't successful with it. Nisi throws down the land bridge. Keith goes down two Fire Warriors. They're not paying attention, and once again, Fire Warriors manage to catch them off guard. But of course, Fire Warriors on the side strip being taken out. I've got two Firestorms, says Spyro. First Firestorm down from Spyro. EQ down from Nisi on the front. Very nice EQ from Nisi. Lightning from Spyro. Doesn't quite find Spinnifix. Actually pushes Spin into the Firestorm. He gets the movement speed from the Firestorm, and that helps him get the kill onto Spyro, but not before Spyro throws out an EQ of his own. Then Spinnifix dies to the Firestorm. Now Nisi is still alive. He's dealing with population, but he is still alive. Keith52 has just respawned. Nisi's only got an Earthquake, so he throws it in the middle of Keith52's base. That's a lot of Fire Warriors. They need to turn around and get out of there, but Keith52 is alive. He is coming back, but Nisi doesn't really have any more damaging spells. Keith could kill Nisi for the mana to push him out of the base, but it looks like Nisi's on his way out anyway. Nope, Nisi turns around. The lightning from Keith52 doesn't find the kill. Nisi tries to retaliate with a light of his own. The blasts are not good. Eventually, Nisi goes down, but not before Nisi manages to blast Keith one more time. Fire Warriors on the high ground show that this is probably it for Team 1 at this point. Game is sealed in blood. The base is now finished for Team 2. Warriors are in production. Team 1 does not have any warriors anywhere. Keith's base has been absolutely decimated. They have been picked apart. They just came out worse in the Shaman duels, which is an amazingly unbelievable thing to say when Nisi sat at 3 and 10. Shamans just died in impatient and dumb ways, and it's going to cost them the game. Nisi, of course, is doing what Nisi does and building constantly. He's pushing his huts forward. He's pushing towers forward. Spyro doing the same thing. They have so much territory under their command now that even if they were to get retaliatory kills, their mana would be used just clearing up this first strip. Nisi's charging land bridges. Another Firestorm comes out from Spyro as Spinnifix flattens out the land. No, he's land bridging up even. He's trying to get there, and a nice shot from Spyro finds the Shaman running around on fire. Nisi and Keith go into a duel as Spyro just casually walks into the base. GG, says Spinnifix, spelling the end of a very back and forth game. 5 minutes of nothing, then the rest of the game, non-stop action, non-stop back and forth, double EQ from Spyro onto the population. He's going to tear his base apart. This is it. This is game. There's no troops for Team 1. Keith's doing what he can to clean up warriors, but if your shaman's cleaning up warriors, she's not attacking the enemy, and that's perfectly fine for the enemy. Nisi manages to find a way to die again. Pepe, Fedora. And that is Spinnifix quitting the game, signifying the end of the game, but it's no surprise. GG was called. Your winners will be Nisi of the Clan Overpowered and Gods of Destruction, Spyro.